I spent years feeling lost, angry, searching for something or someone. And what's crazy is that in my darkest moments, I found him, or he found me. This is my story. Then again, this is his story. Lean into this series.
We've been cleared for takeoff.
You know, what's wild is that in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Wow. And here I am right now, and to me, this is all just mind-blowing. You see, as I was growing up, if you would have asked me when I was 19 years old what my relationship would be with God, I would have laughed at you. Because though I knew God, I believed that there was a God, I didn't have a relationship with God at all. And at 57, looking back, looking all the way back, though I wasn't rolling with God, He was always rolling and riding with me. And it's just humbling. It's just humbling as I can recall specific accounts. And when I look back on it now, in the moment, I didn't know that God was a part of that. In the moment, I was clueless. But as I look back now, mind-blowing. And what makes it even more mind-blowing is the work that I'm doing now, fully dedicated to forward His kingdom. Because now I realize the calling that's on my life. Actually, not now that I realize it. Now I'm putting things into action to fully start maturing in my calling on my life, to honor God, to spread hope, and to advance His kingdom. And I just want to share with you some of the things that I've gone through to hopefully inspire someone, yes, just one, that currently may not have a relationship with God, that currently may not have accepted Christ truly into their heart. And this is what this video is all about. So buckle up. Here we go. You know, when I take it all the way back and I think about my upbringing, you know, my parents, my mom and dad, you know, they got married. I believe they were in their early 20s, and they had my older brother, and then 4 years later, here I come. And by the time I started to become of age, and that being defined as, you know, between the ages of 2 and 3, my mom and dad was at a point that they were ready to dissolve the marriage. And basically, I grew up in a one-parent household. And I remember my mom doing her best to bring my brother and I up believing in God and going to church. We had a family church that my great-grandmother pastored, and you know, it seemed like a tug of war. Every time going to church, I hated going to church, but my mom was diligent. My mom was very diligent in making sure we went to church every Sunday. And again, I couldn't stand going to church. And once I became older, you know, I started to realize there was some images and there was some imprinting going on, and the things that I hear people say and how they acted in church and how they spoke about God. And the more I understood how people were really just people, the more I said to myself, well, what's the use? What's the use of going to church? Because one moment I see someone in church praising God, and then the next moment I see them drunk out on the street. And I'm like, who needs a God like that? And again, mind you, I was a little shorty at that time, little kid. Wasn't even in my teenage years yet. And by the time I became a teenager, 16, 17 years old, at that point, my mom was so tired of fighting me all the time to get to church. She was like, all right, you're gonna have to make a call. And you're at an age, basically, she was telling me I was at an age that I could comprehend and figure this thing out, whether I wanted God in my life or not, whether I wanted to give Jesus my heart or not. I chose not.